This is a sport we love. Together as we lift each other up, and you are welcome here. Whoever you are, eyes and love. We are one team.
Fans, please rise if you're able to for the national anthem.
delay, so let me check. No, not yet. I think it's... Okay, let me get this. That's the source, but... Yeah. I don't see it. No. Go back.
Yes, June. It's almost up. Kick it back there.
Just across center. Yeah, it's good. That's good there. It's good there. Right there. I was gonna wear a brighter jersey today, but I couldn't find it.
Yummy.
Travel.
Man first.
True.
USB audio. Check.
Welcome, Alberta League 1 fans, to Riel Park for today's match against St. Albert Impact and Calgary Blizzards. Joining you today is Jason and Bernardo. You're giving you some play on the current game that's going on. First things first, we had an early goal here by Blizzard off a hybrid corner kick there, and that's how they. So, Bernardo, how are you doing today?
Oh, doing amazing, Jason. The sun decided to show up today for the game, and we apologize for the delay as we already had an early goal in this game. With Phillips scoring for Calgary, tying for 2 goals as the top goal scorer of Calgary in the season.
Today
We have single match this season with 4 games and 4 wins, and Calgary with 2 losses, who, as a coincidence or not, lost to the 2 bottom teams in the league. But we could expect a very first place spot.
And Bernardo, as you know, these two teams have already met before multiple times here at Riel, coming from the final during the season where Windsor did win on penalties and that really felt the shootout. Knowing that hopefully we'll have the same this year as well. As we look here, at about 12 minutes in, first goal off the corner kick, scored by number 12, Blizzard. After the corner kick, kind of just sitting on the edge of the 6-yard box and then puts it into the back of the net. Other than that, as you said, having season for this year, we also have, of course, Riel Bailey, number 10, who recently, as you know, has been called up to Calgary Wild, one of the first players from League1 Alberta into the NSL.
Oh yeah, and I was about to say, Impact, you could even say, has a lot of impact players on the pitch today, as you just mentioned, Riel Bailey. We almost have a goal here for Impact. Riel Bailey, who just moved up to professional, and on the season in 4 games has 4 goals, an average of a goal per game, which is really impressive and definitely a high-level player.
Anything else that?
The game looks like it's heating up a little bit. I see it happening on the pressure with early chance there. From the end of that box. Again, the pitch is slipping. Ball was moving faster than it should, and some reactions happened. I feel like they might for either team, and it cost them.
See, we have a minor delay here. Just waiting to get another ball off the pitch here. So we can get the ball back into play.
Also, another player for us to keep an eye on today is Janaya Mertens. She leads the league in assists with 2. So, Impact having a lot of star players on the field today and throughout the whole season, as we mentioned, Riel Bailey being the 2nd top scorer of the league, and now Janay with being the leader of assists of the league.
Alexander. Over to Derrickson. Over to Bretzer, looking for probably the Riel Bailey passer on that wing. As you've known from wrestling games, it is with makes a bit of pull up. Probably a little bit of influence from both elite. If we can build out of the back, try if we can hit one of those wing backs up a little bit higher, see if we can get some combination plays.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And with those pitches conditions, it's raining a lot here in Edmonton. So with the condition, they use a lot of their player speed to try to put something, get the ball into the box, and those players are good essential to that.
And as you know, the delay obviously. Following the after here, after the ladies game, Ultimates League1 match. We're as well. We're gonna have a impact by number 6, Fortis. That ball here on the previous up. Delivered in. And free header. And just barely just pushing on the side. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is. I don't know. I couldn't see that one. I believe that is. Jameson comes from that header off the free on the back post there, almost impact once again.
Yeah, and we can expect a lot of impact, the speed and to the box a lot. So early into the game, so we can expect nothing less. And to play the pressure applied not only from impact.
Yes, Raya, she steps on your left. Eden, you'll take her if she goes. She goes, Eden. Now Rob. Eden, right. Follow, Margo.
Playing it out.
There's that ball down the middle looking for Lonsberry.
Playing that ball out.
And again, Lonsberry has in, if you, again, Bernardo, like I always quote, but Lonsberry has been effective. The striker holding up that ball, it's making sure. So far, we're about 17 minutes in here.
I think attack, try and get the ball.
One. I think the better they can come up in this game. Lonsberry trying to play that ball forward. No attempt there. Ball gets just absorbed into midfield. Looking for a ball on Batty. Bailey.
Another confusion in the line of defense of Impact as we see the second kind of miscommunication. I was gonna let that with you, but that's just a corner.
We're going to be seeing corner kick again. And as we play,
You're gonna mistake me now. Open up this again.
which is obviously
solidify some of their placements as this League 1 team continues to go through. Bailey leads the ball up to 11 for Marani from Blizzard. Looks to play outwards. Impact manages to recover the ball. And again, as Simon has stated earlier, the field is extremely saturated. It is moving quite fast. For Bernardo, for your recollection, we had a UWS game here about 2 or 3 years ago with kind of the same weather temperatures, but that ball will not stop moving at all on this Riel 1. Of course, a fantastic pitch to play on, especially from our vantage point at the top of the press area inside of the clubhouse. A fantastic we have here. You can just see the effects of that ball just sliding.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And with the rain we just had and the rain we might be expecting, it's hard to not change the condition of the pitch, the pitch, no matter how great it is. And we can a bit of faster and maybe even more pouring rain on the second half. So that's why the goal in the first few minutes was so important.
And of course, referee Tyler again today, and Edmonton known referees.
No.
Today's referee.
I've played in games where he's been my referee, so maybe we're not the best of friends. Respected referee on nonetheless.
And back again with the ball inside the box. Martin's trying to look outwards, passes it out to Portas. And it looks like it's a goal kick there. Again, trying to see if we can create something
in the
final third of the pitch, trying to find something to go through here.
And what a play by Tori, number 16 defensive man for Calgary, using her body to not let any of the strikers from Impact reach to the ball and force a goal kick.
And again, I don't know, maybe it's a possibility, like when we're talking so much about the pitch, of course, it's one of the only one of the select few grass pitches in the League 1 league that Impact uses compared to other teams in the league. So it's not always every day that they're being accustomed to a Friday night game underneath the natural grass, which might have a small effect compared to playing on turf, as for example in Calgary and other League 1 teams
in Edmonton, but
we'll see what we get here. So we have 5 coming up with the ball, with full ball, looking out wide again. Henderson can't control. Ella found, of course, looking for that offside, but it was picked up easily by
Alexander to play the
Bailey. Great defensive work there by one of the center midfielders there. Back to Bailey. Back to Bretzer. Looking for
Lonsberry. Finish. And unfortunately goes
through once again. Another stifled
attack by the defense.
So that combo that I alluded to earlier was a great result from the combo.
It looks
James, Calgary have created a very well-established line of 4 in the back, and like you said before, it's going to take a lot of creativity from Impact to try to break this line and go through it to create some plays on the box or even just outside of it. But since the goal, we have seen a really well defensive performance by Calgary.
looking through the through ball again, back to Bailey. Full ball looking to see if she can pick the ball, but it's put forward. And again, put diagonal on, looking for that forward, something coming through. Alexander. Erickson. Bailey looking to get the ball, and she wins that battle.
Like we mentioned, it's a very here from Edmonton. I mean, personally, from here, I see just any contact, but create.
Walker. Phillips. Be picked up by Martins, looking up to try to hit whole ball up front. and a strike on net. And Alexander cleanly and efficiently cleaned up that ball there. Bretzer losing the ball again, trying to knock him. And it's going to be an impact throw there. Bailey loses possession. Pass then back into the midfield. Back out to Kittleson. And a tackle by Lonsbury there to make sure to see if we could stifle that attack again. Walker. Is through. Hoball with the ball, looking outwards to see if she can hit the far player on the far side of the pitch. Trying to hit Henderson there. Henderson's able to pressure enough to make Mosowich make a ball played back into the middle. Portis losing that battle in the midfield. See if she can get that ball back. And controlled by Impact on the back. One simple play back. As we're watching here, we are still of trying to build up. It seems both teams trying to find that perfect pass to see if they can make that run. It seems they're timid in order to continue through going forward, but it seems both teams are really trying hard.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Impact have slowed down a bit on the pressure. We have
Who's with you? What's up, I happened? Go ahead, Bernard, you were saying?
Yeah, as I was saying, Calgary still to find the perfect ball, the through ball in the middle, and that's been their game plan for now. Great line of four in the back, great set of midfielders and speedy strikers, and just trying to find the perfect through ball to try to find a hole.
As we add the program points from Impact for Kayla Moss, who has been over here for Impact for quite a while on the Impact brass from the UWS days and the League 1 days, playing for the University of Nebraska, of course. Some of the fun things here, Bernardo. The pregame meal I have here is chicken and pasta with a nice coffee. If that's your pregame meal too, but it seems okay.
I don't know about a nice coffee before a game. I mean, whatever gets your energy going, you know? Usually I go with Gatorade, maybe an energy drink if I really want to wake up. But there's nothing wrong with a nice coffee, and chicken and pasta also is a classic. You can't go wrong with that.
Probably using an espresso boat now as well too. Put it up with the ball again, looking in the box again, and again controlled by Alexander. Other than the first opportunity, it feels like
I mean, from the angle here, it seems like there was a hand in the back there, but that really depends on the interpretation and the angle that the referee was standing from. And the official decision is just a corner.
when League 1 will get it.
Could just be playing with something else.
Mosowich with the ball, playing in. And another forced tackle by Impact, and it seems the ball gets reset back again, back to the ball. For Bailey, seeing if we can get it through where I think a lot of the defending players of Blizzard are looking at her, especially looking at Walker, having to make sure that she has that mark on that number 10 for Impact.
Oh yeah, and Bailey for the first little bit here of the game hasn't been able to do much. See across in the box, but there will be nothing more than a goal kick. But as I was saying, Bailey hasn't been able to do much in this beginning of the game, and both teams seems kind of stuck here in the game, both trying to study each other, figure out what's the best play against each other, and maybe create a hole in the defense. But again, both teams seems kind of stuck in the midfield, kind of a tough game for both.
Bretzer. Bailey. It's a little dipsy doodle there, trying to see the ball. Gets it back to Bretzer. Passes back to Founds. Back to Portis. Portis looking into the middle. And it seems it might be going out for another corner again. Another Impact corner here. Slowly building up the pressure to get forward here. Seeing what we can do off the corner here. Simon, I heard you are going down to the States for the FIFA World Cup next week. It looks like we have Impact here. You're Chelsea Blue, so I hope you're having a great trip next week.
Yeah, I'm hoping it all goes well. Looking to see some great football. Visiting there with some friends who are from Brazil, and we're gonna watch Flamengo versus Chelsea. So it'll be a friendly rivalry there.
Can you pack me in your suitcase?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And just there, we just missed a quite a prudent chance, almost similar to what Blizzard had earlier, where there was a free volley off the corner kick for Portis to try to put that ball in, and nothing coming to fruition. So Houghton's going to play the ball out here, looking up field. Martins wins that, and we have a small tactical adjustment. Bernardo, looks like they swapped Bailey to the other side here.
Yeah, you're right. Bailey, a very versatile player. I've seen her play in the midfield. I've seen her play in the left, and now I've seen they realize that neither of those options were working. Just try to do something different here. Put her in the right. What can go wrong? She's a versatile player. She can play multiple positions. She can perform well in all of them. Let's see how it goes.
Hoball losing the ball to Walker. Walker playing forward. Manages to try to find upwards for Batty. Controlled out. And looks like Hoball gets the ball up. Hitting Henderson with that switch that we just spoke about. Bretzer. Hoball. Or my corrections, Portas. Looking out. Can we see the ball? Now we have the finish. Can we get it in? And almost another opportunity. Maybe that tactical adjustment is exactly what Impact needed. Switching Henderson and Bailey on the flanks of the opposition attack there.
I was just about to say the changing positions almost work here, and they were centimeters away from tying this game. As a great play, a great through ball, which was something both teams were looking for. It almost worked, just details on the finishing.
Looks like Impact is on the getting some momentum going forward now. Has created a bunch of chances, and just as I say that, commentator's curse, of course. Blizzard tries to get in, but overall, Impact has responded very well to the first goal, and they've been kind of the more team in possession, and they've created more chances. Although half chances, nothing real, but it's still a promising pattern.
And it still looks to me that the Blizzard are trying to play that high offside line, trying to force the team to, if they're going to get in behind that ball or in behind that line, to actually force that ball through, to see a run go through against a one-on-one on an opponent. Again, they're still playing a quite high of a line, where it kind of forces Impact either to play that ball a little bit more, try to find some openings, but it seems like they're pretty locked down in their type of play here. Martins. Bretzer. Bretzer looking for the switch into the middle. Portis with the ball, finding out where it's to founds. My apologies, Mostowicz. Mostowicz playing the ball in. Trying to hit Lonsbury. Lonsbury still can't find it out of her feet. Out to Bretzer, and the cross is in. And again, controlled by Houghton. Gittleson off to Mortensen, and another foul.
Kind of a physical game today. We had quite a bit of fouls in the first half. Not sure if both teams will keep this endurance for the second.
I should add, it's interesting to see that Impact is kind of running an interchangeable 4-2-3-1 into a 4-1-4-1 with Portis, Hobel, and Martins all exchanging positions, and it seems like they're all comfortable slotting into that CDM role or being in the attacking role, which is kind of interesting tactical to watch.
Zasco. Looking forward for Dagnon. And the ball again tried to play through for Bailey. Simply just controlled out. Picked up by Martins. Martins with the cross. And controlled. Bernardo, Simon, I see here some of our substitutes here for Impact. Of course, Impact's one shining star, the 2010 Adeline Fairweather, who of course has been called up for some of the Canada under 17 national camps. I don't know if you have anything to add about that.
No, it just always amazes me when a player at that young age can make a breakthrough like that and play with the grown-ups. Let's say and the fact that she plays for Impact, that kind of is a proud moment for the club as a whole.
Hopefully we'll get to see some of Adeline's skill on display today. Martins. Back out to Lonsbury. Looks like not Lonsbury, sorry, my correction. Mostowicz. And looks like it's going to be backed as a Blizzard throw in there. Phillips. Out to Walker. Controlled in, but Martins manages to pick up the ball. Looking for the run from Bailey and doesn't go through. And as we sit here, just looking at the scores, it seems that Calgary Villains is up above Scottish right now, 1-0. And looks like BTB and Callies are also tied right now, 0-0 still. As we've seen, Impact has played both of those teams last week, coming recently with playing Callies last week with the win. Also playing the week beforehand against, I can't remember who did we play against that week before. Son, do you have any recollection?
Rangers? Oh,
correct,
Calgary.
it was Rangers.
Well,
No,
Rangers at home.
correct, Rangers at home, and then Callies away. 2 wins coming out of those performances on those 2 games as well. Again, like you were saying, Bernardo, the results coming recently from Blizzards, of course, the last 2 wins as well, but losing their match about 2 matches ago. Forget who. Do you remember by chance who they had played that result to?
They lost to the Calgary Rangers, and they lost points tying against the Edmonton Scottish, which they're both the 2 bottom teams in the league, the Edmonton Scottish being the last one and Calgary Rangers being the second last. And one more thing to add with this win for now, because we're just about to go on halftime. For now, Calgary Blizzards jump to the first place on the league with 16 points, overcoming Calgary Foothill.
That other side seems that she has been more successful on that side compared to the current side on this side, especially being defended by Walker, making that running in motion toward the goal, of course. Martins loses possession in the midfield. Alexander. Out to Erickson. Back to Founds. And it seems we're back into that pattern of waiting to see who's going to blink first. It's almost like a game of chicken when we're driving. Just somebody has to blink first. Somebody's just waiting to see until that moment opens up to see if we can go in for that blink. Ball played in and controlled easily by Blizzard playing the ball. Oh, another slip up there by Martins there again. I wonder how to see the field after the men's game, how it's going to look. Simon, any comments on this field after the men's game?
Yeah. Again, it's a byproduct of having one of the only few pitches for League One that is actual grass. There's also kind of a downside to that, right? When it rains and you play on it right after, the field takes a little bit of a beating through those slides and whatnot, and it may have, and I've been on this pitch playing one day after, and it's it's pretty beat up. So the ground crew is gonna have a hard work ahead of them next week.
Simon, I heard that you have volunteered to come out with your scissors and come cut the grass for the game, and it's in. And Impact scores a goal. And what a goal by Impact, scoring off the free kick. And it's a goal by number 18, Lauren Lonsbury, off the header, off the corner kick. Off the free kick. Almost a corner in that area.
Jason, the best plays were created. One corner is on those long balls to the box, and when the free kick showed up, they knew what to do, and the defender coming all the way from the backs to the box with a beautiful header ties the game, just about to go at halftime. Amazing play, and we can just expect second half to be even more thrilling and electricizing. And that's half.
Bernardo again coming to half at a 1-1 scoreline. Again, we said earlier that the scoreline would be tight in order to make sure the positive result comes out forward in the game. Hopefully we'll have a second half just as entertaining as the first half. Anything to add there, Bernardo, before we cut out?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And Impact will have the momentum on the second half, as coming from a goal this late into the half. But I think you said it perfectly.
So feel free to get a drink, and then we'll be back here for the second half.
In Alberta, soccer happens on the field, yards, and schoolyards. Anywhere there's a ball, someone's ready to play. It's more than goals, more than trophies. It's teamwork, resilience, stepping up, learning who you are, on the pitch or in the stands. Every play, every match, every season, we push forward, not just for ourselves, but always for our team. This is a sport we love, where everyone belongs. We move together as one. We lift each other up, and you are welcome here. Whoever you are, as you are. We are one team.
Right side, it came back. This lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked. Picked up on my own. Right side, it came back. Lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked. Ghosts on them, I'm gone. Kicks on, then I'm gone. Head missed and I dip. Clock that it got long.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of St. Albert Impact and Calgary Blizzard. An electric game here today as the game is tied in 1-1. Both teams scoring on very far apart on this half. Calgary Blizzard scoring on the very beginning of the game, and St. Albert scoring on the very last minute of the first half. As we see, a very even game as the scoreboard shows, and also the stats. 7 total shots for Impact against 4 from Calgary, 3 and 2 shots on target. A very physical game from St. Albert, though. We did mention how the game was going to be physical, and we've seen some moments of tension between both teams, but it seems like St. Albert did have the more fouls committed. Corners has been a crucial part of the game, as the most dangerous chances were created from those crosses into the box, and even the goal from St. Albert wasn't directly from a cross, but it was from a free kick, basically on the corner kick mark. And both teams have great tall players who can perform well in the box, and so they're always very dangerous, as both teams have 3 here in the game. Zero yellow cards for both teams, but this could change anytime in the second half.
In Alberta, soccer happens on the field, streets, our backyards, and schoolyards. Anywhere there's a ball, someone's ready to play. It's more than goals, more than trophies. It's teamwork, resilience, stepping up, learning who you are, on the pitch or in the stands. Every play, every match, every season, we push forward, not just for ourselves, but always for our team. This is a sport we love, where everyone belongs. We move together as one. We lift each other up, and you are welcome here. Whoever you are, as you are. We are one team.
Right side, it came back. This lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked. Pitched up on my own. Right side, it came back. Lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked. Ghosts on them, I'm gone. Kicks on and I'm gone. Head missed and I dip. Clock that it got long.
was gonna do the goal announcement.
Oh, okay, wait.
And Bernardo, we are back. Welcome everybody back to the second half.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I cut you off. I thought you were done.
No worries. Thank you for coming back on here. So as we go through here,
And here comes Bailey on the wing, on the right wing, which has been working for her in the first half since the position change. And here comes the cross. The chance is there. Just meters away from the post. The chance was created. Amazing play by Saraya Bailey. And here's the announcement of the goal for St. Albert Impact. The goal which was still scored on the first half on the 45th minute, as you can hear. And after this very great chance created by Impact, they retract here to try to create something new, always on the right wing, always with the through balls, which, if has been done correctly, has been working for both teams, and it's been an option for both. On the first half, we'll see how both teams will react on the second half, but it's just a throw-in. Pressure to apply by Impact, and it works. Here's Bailey with the cross.
Leading the match, number 6.
Bailey still with the
number
ball.
10, Saraya Bailey.
2 on her. Beautiful skill move. She tries a finesse. It's stopped by the defense. Could we see a counter attack here by Calgary? They decide to retract a bit. Start slow, but the long pass doesn't go very well. It's a throw in. And here comes Calgary creating something from the middle. Here comes a shot. It could be good, but no one on the small box is trying to get the rebound. And the shot or cross, couldn't tell which one it was. Seems closer to a shot. Just go out on the touchline. A bit more of long passes in the start of second half. None much successful, as we've seen quite a bit of throw-ins.
Impact substitution at halftime.
When this mistake could be dangerous, and here comes Calgary on the box, the shot, and what a save!
And number 20,
Sabrina Alexander with a clutch one-on-one save. The mistake by the defense almost causes a breakaway goal. The danger is still there. The ball is on the box. Danger for now taken care of, and it will be a throw-in for Calgary.
and Bernardo, sorry about that for being a little bit delayed here. We just had some errors up here with some of the communication stuff, but just like you said, what a chance that Calgary Blizzard could have came through. As you see here, one of the assistant coaches from the next game has come up here and decided to come chirp us a little bit on the goal announcement from the press box. So hopefully he has a good successful game later today for one of the assistant coaches from the Impact men's team, Alexander. And Simon, it looks like you have something to say. What's on your mind here?
To be honest, this second half has started off to some fireworks, both sides going for the kill and trying to get the upper hand here. And it seems like both teams are being successful, and I hope that continues for the sake of the fans watching here in the stands and along with us on YouTube.
And Simon, great analyzation on that one. Looks like both teams are not trying to sit back and hold and wait for that ball. Looks like they're trying to get a goal in here. Soraya with the ball through, trying to look for Henderson inside of the box. Easily picked up by Houghton. No issues there.
And as we talked about a bit about the pitch, right? It already caused 2 mistakes by the Impact defense, as we see a little bit of girls slipping there on the field, and that obviously caused by the rain and by the bunch of cleats
And it
running
looked,
around.
and Bernardo, I don't know, for the fans who didn't see, it looked like we had a few of our groundskeepers out there applying some sand and some seed down, hopefully trying to assist the assistant referee with some traction over there, because we do see the near touchline is a little bit muddy. Could be worse, I guess, but again, that's one of the effects it has on a grass pitch instead of an artificial turf, of course.
Oh yeah, it's pretty noticeable, the assistant referee line there. But as you said, a great quality grass pitch obviously comes with a cost, and maintaining this mainly through the rain, it can be a bit challenging, mainly through a game like this.
And of course, looking at this pitch, it is used primarily on these games. You know, our League 1 matches and our APDL matches are the ones who are usually playing on this pitch. Obviously, Riel usually opens up a little bit later than some grass fields inside of the city of Edmonton and surrounding areas, but it's all for the better, of course, to make sure that we have an optimum playing surface. But it is taking a beating today. I'm just glad that Simon or yourself isn't having to go out later today and helping out treating out the playing surface for today.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know what? I'm not complaining here. We have an amazing view from the field, and for now, just sitting here and watching and commentating this great game.
Impact with the ball, looking through, almost getting through there. And looking for that big substitute there. Oh, and Bailey with the ball. Bailey looking for the cross. And completely controlled by Houghton. No issues on that one by the Blizzard keeper there. Again, looking out for Walker. Or my apologies, that was out to Batty. Mortison trying to see if they can find the switch. Bailey looked like they're having control of the ball, looking inwards. And again, controlled by Impact, looking to play out as well. Phillips playing it back. Oh, and looks like possibly a foul there. A little bit of a short tug. Gonna have some interest with the referee on that one, of course. Looks like it's a stern warning from our official today, Tyler Duggan again. Again, it has been pretty tame today without having to need to exercise too many of the misconducts with his cautions or his sending offs yet, but again, could change quite quickly. Ball being played in and back on to Houghton.
For what I can recall, this is the second foul committed by Calgary today. Impact a bit more of misconduct with 8 just in the first half, but as you said, no yellow cards, no red cards. Quite of an easy game here for the referee.
Out to Zasco, trying to look in the middle, in for Batty. Or sorry, that's more in that case. Ball played out. Lorani looking forward. Martin's looking to win that battle over with Martin. Martin looking outwards to Moore. We're trying to look for the crossing. Decides to cut it back. Plays it back out for Martin. Martin looking to beat her man. And manages to get through and then loses possession, and it's out for a Blizzard throw-in.
One great play right there in the left wing. If that crosses goes through, it's hard to imagine a goal not being scored there. So great work keeping the ball in and looking for a pass in the box. As that's another throw in.
And looks like St. Albert is prepping a substitution here, seeing who will be coming in to the match here. Controlled by Impact. Ball cleared through to Martins. Martins into Henderson, sorry. And it looks like Hoball is out for a run. She has a few options here. And decides to hold on to it and loses possession of the ball there.
Oh, you gotta take a decision quicker than that. Come on, it was a 3-on-2. You have two on the wing just waiting for a through ball, and you just wait, and another chance can be created, but you just waste a chance like that. In a game like this, you cannot be taking that much time. Find a pass, find a ball, and just hope for a shot.
Houghton going to end up starting to play back again from the outside. Off to Phillips, it looks like. My apologies, Kittleson. Of course, we're here apologizing over and over. Obviously, having Blizzards only come up here once a season, always noting.
So I got some news for you guys. I was just in the clubhouse. Just shout out to the St. Albert Impact Clubhouse. We have a great bar, and you can get yourself some nachos and some pizza and beer and enjoy the game from the patio here. I believe one of the best facilities in the province for enjoying League One. Now that said, I happened to run into Mr. Jeff Paulus, who is the head coach of the Impact Men's. And I took that opportunity to kind of get some pre-game analysis from him. I'm not going to give it out just yet, but you guys better tune in for the men's stream later on to get all of that good stuff.
Saman doing his undercover work for us for the future matches of the game. We, of course, look forward to that match, probably being a little bit more delayed today other than the 7:45 kickoff, just due to the delay of this game, probably around 15 minutes. So stand by for the next game. Impact with the ball. Looks like the new substitute onto the pitch, number 15. Barry with the ball there. Taking, of course, Founds out. Possibly just a tactical switch just to get some rest. As we know, Impact does have 2 games next week. Of course, it seems that they like to plan League One games over the Oilers playoffs. So I guess we'll have to watch that, of course, with the Oilers going probably to having to go to Game 6 down in Florida, of course.
Oh, yeah, and it's always a tough choice between the Stanley Cup Final and League One Alberta for all the spectators to watch as the city stops whenever there's an Oilers playoff game. And now that the series are tied in 2-2, I'm pretty sure it will be a hard choice for everyone between a great League One Alberta game or the Stanley Cup Finals.
And looks like it's an Impact substitution here.
Impact substitution leaving the match. Number 19, Alex Henderson, entering the match. Number 4, Sophie Valley.
We'll see here with Henderson coming out in the play to see if possibly if LaValle can show a little bit of energy, a little bit of fight to spark something forward. The ball played into number 5, of course. The whole ball. And
Jason,
it looks like we have another foul here. But go ahead.
That can be an interesting. That's a foul, but an interesting substitution here because you're taking a forward off to put a defender in a 1-1 game on the first few minutes of the second half.
Small tactical adjustment. Looks like Blizzard is also going to follow suit right away with a pair of substitutions coming forth. And eventually we'll have that announced as well. Ball played out. And ball's crossed in and it seems it's just coming through and out through the goal line. So here we are, the substitution for Blizzard here.
We could see some changes in the structural scheme of Impact, as just mentioned before. A forward came off for a defender, but it seems like they continue with the line of 4 in the back. Again, switching between this 4-1-4-4-1 here in this game, with a bit more of a defensive center made, helping the back line of 4, and that's a throw-in for Impact.
Okay, so who's going in for 10, sorry?
Great play on the left wing as
Sorry,
comes the cross. Lots and lots of crosses here in this game. That's how the Impact game was scored. And here comes Impact trying to create something through the middle. Not exactly their comfort zone in the game, as we've seen a bunch of plays being created on the wings and most of them working. And they try to reset the game, getting the ball back to the goalkeeper.
With the Impact with the lion's share of the ball here.
Blizzard substitution leaving the match. Number 10.
They keep the ball very well, and they keep moving it forward. I would say we've been seeing most of the action on the Blizzard side of the field, with Impact being the more positive team of the two. Apart from one chance in the start of the second half, it seems like Blizzard is happy to sit back and try and counter.
Oh yeah, and I mean both teams pretty equal from my view, but Impact has been creating more chance in the second half. Still a 1-1 game, but anything can happen, and we've seen more of a bit of creativity from Impact, and this could cost a lot for Calgary.
And it looks like a failed challenge by Martins there in the midfield. Controlled out by Barry. Martins. Up to Lonsberry. Going on a little adventure. Oh, and taken out number 4. It looks like Barry is going to enter into the referee's pocketbook. And it is number 15, Morgan Barry, entering the referee's notebook for that challenge. A well-worthy yellow card, I guess, to stop the play going forward, right, Simon?
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a breakdown in the midfield that forced Barry to kind of go for that foul.
15, Morgan Barry.
It was almost that the choice was taken out of her hands, and she had to go for it to save the situation. Unfortunately, that leads to a free kick in a very dangerous situation for Blizzard.
And as a defender, it's either the ball or the player. The two at the same time, you cannot let go through. In this case, the ball went through, so you have no option but to go for the defender's legs.
And a well-organized set piece, probably from the training ground. It didn't look like it was just created on the spot. A little set piece from the training ground. Almost coming into tuition there, trying to look for a little deflection on the back post. Impact seems to now get the ball playing out of the back. Again, back to Henderson. Possibly trying to look forward here. Back over to Barry. And trying to hit Bailey. And Impact's played the ball on control. Martinson looking forward to LaValle.
commentary box is now enjoying delicious nachos prepared by the staff in the clubhouse. Again, visit us here at the Impact Clubhouse for these League1 games. It's a fun time.
Simon, you are correct. It is a great venue for League One. And of course, as you know, Bernardo, Alberta recently announced as the Interprovincial Championship for all the League One winners from BC, from Ontario, and from Quebec, of course, going to come play here in Sherwood Park at the Emerald Hills facility, which is a fantastic facility for that type of event. Another showcase of why Alberta is on the stage for this this fantastic event. Of course, last year being held in Hamilton in the Tim Hortons Stadium that the Forge FC of the Canadian Premier League play in.
Oh yeah, and a fantastic facility there. Been to many games there, played a bunch of games there, and only positive experiences there, except for maybe my football team losing quite a bit. But besides that, is an amazing facility.
Looks like we have another Blizzard substitution here coming in. And again, seeing if the Blizzard has some sort of effect here with the substitutes that they just had made, we'll see coming forward, of course. Lost a little miscommunication there, but it seems nothing to affect. Back going on to the goal kick.
Blizzard substitution, leaving the match, number 9.
And Impact playing more defensively for the past few minutes. I don't know if they want to hold on to the tie or looking for a counter attack here on a quick mistake by the Blizzards. But as we saw in the whole attack, only one player was above the line of the ball.
And looks like we're also going to have another Impact substitution here. Looks like Adeline Fairweather is coming into the game. Of course, one of our 2010s players who have, of course, been up to the Canada National Women's Team So Far program under the U17 rec program. Simon, anything to add on that one?
It's interesting. The player she replaces is going to be in center midfield, so it's going to be interesting to see what position she takes up in this second half. To whether she's going to be up high or in a more central attacking role. It looks like she's slotted in as a striker. We'll see how that develops later on in the game, whether she's drops a little bit deeper or not to pick up the ball. But right now, as it stands, it seems like Impact is playing with two very attacking players, with Martins and Adeline there. So we'll see how it goes.
And of course, Adeline did score a fantastic goal in one of her performances against Scotland, which was an absolute screamer. Hit the top bins on that shot. Absolute goal. Oh, and see, and a little miscommunication, and the ball just trickles out, and it seems to be a corner kick here for Blizzard. But going back to what you said about Adeline, fantastic homegrown product for St. Albert Impact. Already playing at this level as a 2010 born player, coming up into these ranks and being exposed at such a high level of football that we have here in Alberta.
And by the way, what an amazing save by the goalkeeper, Sabrina Alexander. Another sort of a breakaway situation where she amazingly steps out of their own net and makes a save on a great one-on-one.
Oh, and here we go. See if anything opens up here for Impact. The ball gets stopped. And again, because Barry is on that caution, we are a little bit cognizant of what we are doing in that situation. Looks like Adeline has the ball. Fairweather there. Looking the ball through, and a good ball through. And is it going to be counted as one? And unfortunately, an unfortunate bounce for the Impact player, almost converting on a beautiful 1-2 play with both Lonsbury, Fairweather, and then almost finishing off with Laval. or sorry, the Valley. In that case, a good substitution. Looking at the two players proceeding through, looking to get that finish on that ball.
Yeah, you can see Fairweather making an immediate impact there in the game. So, pun intended, actually, with the impact word. She's been a positive impact on the team since entering the field, and it was a very quick reaction, very quick um, influence to the game so far. So hopefully that continues on.
And Jason, approaching the 70th minute of play, with a tie here, Calgary Foothill overtakes Calgary Blizzard with the first spot in the league, and now we have the Blizzard and St. Albert at second and third, just like they started the round on. But Calgary Blizzard with only a point away from the first place, and St. Albert a point away.
And Simon, that is why we have Bernardo just as the statistician of today, just having the stats down packed, nice and easy, quick to the stats, and away he goes. And Simon, it seems like every St. Albert Impact assistant coach has to come say hello inside of the booth. It seems like they all want to come say hi. They all want to come see the experience of what's going on up here. All we can say is we're having a blast up here.
Listen, not to toot our own horn, but the Impact experience is definitely the premier experience in the province when it comes to League One. We have music going, we have sideline shenanigans, we have it all. And let me tell you, the commentary booth is the place to be right now.
Impact with the ball again, trying to play out of the back. It seems we have a few chances here and there, coming back and forth, a little teetering, a little tottering, but again, it's all dependent on the situation. Barry with the ball up to Soraya Bailey there. And good defensive work by number 5 from Blizzard, stopping the progression of that play. Of course, Zasco's stopping that position going forward. LaValle coming back to fight for that ball. And a foul has been called, with some eventful jeers from the Impact bench applauding the foul call there. Free kick for Impact, of course. Played back to Alexander. Back out. Finding the middle with 13. To Martins. Fraser looking to Lonsbury, doesn't get through. LaValle with the ball. Again, trying to hit Lonsbury, and advantage played by the referee. I don't know if that was really a foul, but I guess we'll never know because we didn't get a foul call there. Back to Barry. And it's starting to pick up a little bit of rain here, as you can hear on our tent above us. We have a little bit of trickling here, so it might have a little bit of an effect. It hasn't rained for about 2 hours now. Lonsbury with the ball, looking for a cross in. Free header almost for LaValle, and just cleared off the line just in time. Or not in the line, outside of the box by Blizzard there.
And you can't go wrong with those crosses. At one point in the game, you are going to find someone in the box who headed that and get the ball deep into the net. We've seen it on the first half with Impact. Free kick just by the corner flag, and eventually something will get there. As we've seen, almost there was a free wide open player on the box. I just couldn't see who it was, but a bit more strength into the ball, and that could have easily been a goal.
Fairweather out to Lonsbury. Lonsbury looking for the cross back in, and cleared out. Zasco controlling, and controlled by Fraser. And the ball crossing again for LaValle, and it seems that cross now with looking for LaValle on that back post, Simon, might get a sniff or two here to seal the game with a goal.
Yeah, it seems like Impact is getting closer to the net. It's just that final pass, that final product is just not connecting there. I feel like maybe if they just figure that out in the next 10 minutes, they can try and nip one here and win the game and rocket up to the top of the standings as the leaders of this league.
Blizzard with the ball. Narani looking for the cross in and deflected out for a throw in.
Fresh stat here. BTB just beat Calgary United for League 1 Alberta. They now jump into the 5th place, overtaking Calgary with now 9 points and still 4 points away from St. Albert Impact and 5 from Calgary Blizzard. But it's always good to keep an eye on the other teams. Even the lower teams could be a danger in League 1.
Alexander again with the ball. Playing to the middle. Barry, back to Alexander. Barry. Barry.
A bit of a slow build-up for Impact. We've seen that a lot this game. Then trying to force a mistake for Calgary. Unfortunately, that did not work right now. Or I guess it did. Here comes Impact.
And it's
So the
onside
through
Fairweather.
ball, it's onside.
Oh, what a strike by Fairweather off the bar. What a strike by Adeline off the bar, almost on the top corner there. Bernardo, like we've said, Adeline with that capabilities as a 2010 player looking for that ball, trying to hit that net there.
Oh yeah, and again a 3-on-2, and she didn't wait too long this time. A nice through ball right to the right wing, an amazing shot, and by centimeters. The ball wasn't perfect. Almost the comeback goal here for Impact.
So it seems
Great
like
chance
another
created, but
tactical
unfortunately.
change here. Soraya Bailey is now on the left again, and Lavalley moves to the right wing. I'm wondering what that if coach the coach of Impact has seen anything that warrants that change. We'll find out very shortly.
Some understand. I think it is because of the substitution that had just come in. Looks like Kittleson has moved over into that position, and Colvin has taken that other center back position. So possibly to maybe expose a little bit of a weaker side, possibly. But it looks like we have again the Soraya Bailey versus the McKenna Walker show again on that side of the field again, as happened in the first half. The ball goes out for a goal kick here.
Seen Soraya Bailey play on every single side of the field. She was in the middle playing as a attacking center mid at first, moved to the left, moved to the right, and now is in the left again. And let's see what the coach has prepared for us. And here she comes with a great through ball.
Valley. Oh, and just misses on the right side of the post. See if we can get another opportunity there again. Simon, you're shaking your head. What can you add to that one, sir?
I feel like Lavalley should have done a little bit better there. She had everything set up perfectly, and the angle to the goal was great. The goalie was not coming out. It was she was in her own box, wasn't ready to come out, and the goal at Lavalley's mercy. I feel like she could have done a little bit better with a little bit more composure.
Fairweather, little pop up to Martins. Cleared out to Lonsbury. Lonsbury looking for the cross, and nobody is home. But Soraya Bailey is on the back post. See if she crosses this one back in. Bounces off a defender, and nope, hasn't gone out for the corner kick. They're able to clear. Back out to Bretzer. Bretzer looking to play that ball. Back to Erickson. Back into the middle with Fraser. Back out to Erickson. Erickson looking forward to Martson. And simply just cleared out by Blizzard. I don't know if it is just a Blizzard tactic now just to alleviate all the pressure if possible, or if it's just a little bit of the tactical side of it. Or are we just trying to relieve the play? Simon, I don't know what you're seeing right now on how Blizzard is. It looks like once they're pushed into their line after being the high line on the offside trap, it looks like once they go backwards, they're a little bit vulnerable in a sense to moving the ball forward.
Well, I believe the early possession that Impact has sustained throughout the game has kind of catching up to Blizzard. They have been chasing most of the game, with Impact having a large portion of the possession. Means now every player on the defensive side from Blizzard needs to be running more, needs to be covering spaces, needs to get into different shapes, and needs to be moving around, while Impact just controls that ball and keeps it moving. And I feel like maybe legs are getting tired now. Uh, everyone is just ready to stay behind and just protect the draw, and just maybe nick one on a counter.
And it looks like there's a foul here going the other way against Blizzard after somebody had gone down briefly.
We're entering the 80th minute of play, so you can expect players getting tired, and every single play, every single pass, every single shot, and every single goal, obviously, is going to be crucial here for both teams. So,
and it looks like Mr. Bovin on the side is not happy with the fourth official, having a quick conversation with the fourth official about the foul call made against his team. And again, it looks like no players up for Blizzard to play that ball. So it looks like we're going to just have that ball back pinged up. Of course, they try to push the lines up a little bit higher. Ball aimed for Lonsbury and nothing forward with that. And it looks like we have a minor break with Blizzard. Oh, and a deflection, and it goes in.
in the 81st minute of game, Impact is gonna have 7 minutes now to try to come back. Something that I don't think most of us were expecting here. Not the fastest play. A deflected shot that killed the goalkeeper.
Unfortunately, this is what I was alluding to earlier, with Blizzard sitting back and hoping for a counter. And sure enough, they get that counter, and an unlucky deflection that ends up in the back of the net for Blizzard. Unlucky on the Impact side of things, but it was kind of the game plan, it seems like, from the beginning, is to sit back and wait for that counter, and it paid off.
Calgary Blizzard goal scored by number 18, Aaron Major, in the 83rd minute.
And yes, Simon, you are so correct on that, as have you been alluding, saying that, hey, open up for the counter attack, and then one lucky little tap and it's in the back of the net.
And Calgary playing on the counter attack, expecting a mistake on the very, very end of the game. Got what they needed, got what they wanted, and now they are back at the first place of League 1 Alberta. Well, Impact for now is facing their first loss of the season, but we still have 6 to 7 minutes here of play. Anything can happen. And here comes Impact.
Controlled out. Throwing for Impact. Ball crossed in. Right to Lonsbury. And cross back into the middle with nobody home. Fraser looking outwards to Barry. Back in. And easily defended out. Again, Barry on that yellow card. Can't take too many risks tactically on any type of foul, but he still needs to play. It looks like it's a throw-in for Impact. Again, Impact throw. Fairweather. LaValley. Again, another throw in for Impact. Mostowicz with the ball. LaValley with the cross in. And close for that ball again. Trying to go in here.
And now she's going to take as much time as she can. Since we have 5 minutes of play here plus additional time.
This has been Impact's story of the second half. Just a lot of deliveries into the 6-yard box, into the penalty area, and no end product, unfortunately for them. One thing I have noticed today is the quality of Adeline Fairweather with all these little technical touches that and the accurate passes that she's making. To be honest, it's no wonder that she's been turning heads and catching the attention of the national program, and I think she's going to continue to be one of the major stars in Canadian women's soccer.
Double doink with 4 minutes to go. It does not get more tragic for Impact than this.
I'm almost certain that left post on that goal owns Impact money, so we'll see what happens here. Looks like it's a corner kick for Impact.
Here. Fans asking for a handball. Could argue for it, could argue not. All we get is a corner here.
I guess that's an up to interpretation from the referee crew for today. Ball being delivered in. No free header on that one, but goes back out and again for another Impact corner.
Impact's turning up the heat in these last 3 minutes plus out of time. Let's see if they can have what it takes to get an equalizer.
Sarai with the ball, bounces it back. Out to Fairweather. Fairweather just tries to play the ball through. Nothing forthwith.
Could be the third goal here to end the match. Great save.
Good stop again by Alexander on the small mistake by Fairweather, trying to put the ball through into the penalty area when just other playing the ball out. And looks like we're going to have an Impact substitution here.
And I'm sorry, but what an unfortunate set of plays here for Impact. Twice on the left post.
Impact substitution leaving
and
the match,
almost
number
handball,
14.
which must have argued for it.
Leaving the
But
match, number 15
up
will
to
be
interpretation
Gary
for the
Matthews,
ref,
number
but
14
according to him,
Wesley.
not. And here comes Calgary Blizzard. Quick, easy save by the goalkeeper.
Impact's going to have to go all in these last couple of minutes here to try and salvage the game. Unfortunate for them that after all that possession, they only have the one goal to show for. Multiple chances, multiple hits of the frame of the goal. Unfortunately, none of them bounced the right way. I feel like the coaches would be happy with the performance, but very disappointed that the result didn't come their way today.
And Bernardo, it looks like from here the referee's substitution board is going to indicate about 3 minutes of added time, so just be aware of that as we tick closer to the end of the match.
So you should have about 5 or 4 more minutes of soccer here to be played at the St. Albert Impact facility. Great interception by the defense. As they look for options, but a well-established man-on-man cover here by Calgary. Not letting any spaces, any mistakes, because anything could be crucial here. Another
The fourth
great
quarter is gonna be a
interception.
minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
As we just announced officially, there will be 3 extra minutes of additional time as we reach the 90th minute mark. Free kick for Impact. A cross in the box here could change the outcome of this game. Let's see how the players respond to this free kick awarded.
Free kick going in from Impact here. Ball played in and bounces twice, bounces 3 times. And Fairweather tries again to put a boot through it, see if she can get it through. Controlled out. Ball placed into Martins. And again, out of possession with numbers. Should be able to stifle out the attack here.
They try the ball into the right wing, but great cover there by number 2, Eden Bretzer.
And the ball played forward, looking for Lonsbury on the back post, but it seems like it's going to drop for LaValle. Let's see if we can get an opportunity. And cleared out by Houghton right out to a throw-in for Impact.
That was a crucial play by Bretzer there to make that big long sprint the length of the field, the big defensive recovery, and to top it up with great composure on the ball. Once she's won it, beat the player that was on her, and then got a ball forward and created a very promising attack from that position.
Looks like Blizzard is trying to get one more substitution here. Right here at the end.
And at this point, they want to chew as much of the clock as possible.
Of course, a tactical substitution, of course. Looking to see if we can get something to stifle the last part of the game here.
As the rain drops, the weather is a bit colder. This could determine a lot for the next game of men's of St. Albert. So stay tuned in the League 1 Alberta channel, because we'll have a men's St. Albert game right away, right after this one.
A ball launched forward to see if we can stifle an attack. And a foul against the Blizzard player there on number 3. Of course, Erickson has played a key role in that center back position today, being strong and clearing the ball. Ball gets played in and played out.
It was a little bit disappointing there, but it's do or die time right now. It's the final minutes of the game. There's nothing left for Impact to do but throw the kitchen sink per se.
Spot on, Saman, with that analogy. Throwing the kitchen sink. There is no other option here. They need to push forward. See if we can try to push through. And that's the final
that is
match.
game.
Calgary Blizzard 2 and Impact 1. Bernardo, your analogy on the game, what do you think?
Oh, it was a great game. It was a very even game, even though Impact had a bit more chances created, as it seems. Not as lucky as Calgary Blizzard, as Calgary was playing a lot on the counter attacks, a lot on counting on the mistakes of St. Albert, and it did play well to them, as two of their goals were on the mistake of St. Albert. So they came all the way from Calgary to here to play on this great pitch here in St. Albert and get the 3 points, and now they're leading League 1 Alberta. Calgary Blizzard beat the unbeaten, and now with 16 points, they lead League 1 Alberta, just overtaking the rivals from the same city, Calgary Foothill, with 15 points, and St. Albert comes right after with 12. In fourth place, Calgary Villain with 10. Edmonton BTB at fifth, who just won before this game ended. Callies United come right after with 7. Calgary Rangers with 6 at 7th. And Edmonton Scottish on the very rock bottom of the league with only 4 points. But 1 win away from jumping up 2 positions. As you can see, a very even game with 12 total shots for each team. A bit more accuracy for Calgary Blizzard as they had 9 shots on target against 5. St. Albert Impact, like we mentioned on the first half, a bit more physical, a bit more violent, a lot more fouls. And corners here played a huge role as that was the main game plan of St. Albert Impact. It was a crosses to the box, taking advantage of their tall players against the relatively short players from Calgary, and that worked on their first goal, but unfortunately on the rest of the game, they didn't get much luck. Stay tuned, we will have a game right after this of the men's League 1. A game even more exciting than this. It is possible. We have the same 2 teams, but men, St. Albert Impact against Calgary Blizzard. Could St. Albert Impact get the rematch, make justice for the women's team, or will Calgary Blizzard take advantage again in away soil? Thank you for sticking with us to the end. We'll see you hopefully really soon for the men's League 1 Alberta game.
In Alberta, soccer happens on the field and in the streets, our backyards, and schoolyards. Anywhere there's a ball, more than goals, more than trophies. It's teamwork, resilience, stepping up, learning who you are, on the pitch or in the
Right side, it came back. This lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked. Picked up on my own. Right side, it came back. Lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked. Ghosts on them, I'm gone. Kicks on and I'm gone. Head missed and I dip. Clock that it got long.